can imagine wherever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe!
Cobra's stealing the capsule!
Hey Yesterland fans, I'm Neal. Welcome back to another episode of The Toys That Made Sense. Today we're going over G.I. Joe's Classifieds, Copperhead. I've got him in studio, and as like it says in my thumbnail, will we get this vehicle that goes with this character? Now, if you put it into perspective and the scale and the size, this thing would be huge. But at the end of the day, I really don't think Hasbro is going to give us that vehicle. If they ever did, I think it would be probably some kind of crowdfund or something like that. It's not to say they won't or they couldn't. They possibly could do it. I just don't think it's an in-demand vehicle to where they would create it to have this figure go along with it. This is probably one of my favorite toys as a kid, especially of the Cobra Enemy line. I love this toy. I can remember playing with Copperhead and the Water Moccasin for hours and hours on end as a kid. So when I saw that this figure was coming out, I knew in a heartbeat that I would have to pick him up. It just sucks to know that realistically we are not going to get the moccasin, Water Moccasin, to go with him. So you guys know what to do. Sit back, grab your favorite beverage and snack, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's check it out. Here we go. G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Copperhead. We get that insignia down here at the bottom with Hasbro off to the side. Moving it in to take a look at this nice graphic on the front and this image of Copperhead here. We see him, he's in this kind of mystic jungle-like area, and then we got some kind of temple here in the background. I could only imagine that's where Cobra's hiding out, evading the Joes. Not a bad looking graphic here on the front. It indicates what type of accessories we're going to get here. Appears to be only 4. And then coming back, we get that classic cartoon look of Copperhead right there with those mystic eyes. Moving it off to the side, we get number 72 there, and flipping it around back, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. We get a height comparisons. He's supposed to be around 6.4 inches, 163 millimeters. Again, we get the image there of the 4 accessories. We notice he gets a little bit of a tattoo there on the back of the card here on his forearm and all that. And then we get the accessory on the back, what his backpack's gonna look like, where he's gonna hold his weapons. All the legal mumble jumble. Flipping around on the side, there's a nice looking image again of him, which is basically the front representation, but now on the side in a blown up scale. We get number 72 down there. I kind of like how they have that digital effect there that they did with this number, making it look like it's kind of fuzzy, or the transmission connection is, you know, not coming through very clearly. And then we get that nice sharp point flash tip off the side, off the top of his shiny sword there. So really, really cool little touches there. Other than that, G.I. Joe on top. That's it, guys. So without further ado, let's get him out of the box. All right, here we go, guys. He's out of the box. So let's get into it. We get his, looks like probably like a 44 Magnum. It might be like a 357 revolver here with the long barrel. I'm gonna say that's probably like a 12-inch barrel in comparisons. I like that it's got the black grips on there. Those might be like Packmeyers or something like that. It's kind of chrome, if you will. I would have suspected it'd be chrome since he's in the water, or stainless steel, so it wouldn't rust, you know. He's got this scope on here. Kind of interesting. Little unnecessary, I guess, unless you're hunting and all that and you want to take a good shot from a distance. If you're going to get a Joe coming up out of the water or coming down the water or a riverfront. We get this pistol here. Looks to be about like a 9mm. Nothing much to write home about there. Oops, sorry about that. We get a sword here for him for chopping through maybe some brush, maybe some water type aquatic plant life along the riverbeds, or when he's parking that moccasin that we won't get, if you will. Pliable plastic, it's bendable, it's same, looks like it has the same kind of paint material as the barrel of the revolver, and a generic basic little black handle there on it. It's got a little bit of shine to it. And then we get the gun pouch, if you will. It's going to go on his back there, the holster or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I do like that Hasbro accented the bullets on the outside of it. That's kind of cool. Gives it a little bit of accent. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. I'm going to say it could be like crocodile skin. Who knows? Alligator, whatever. It's kind of cool looking. You can actually kind of see it there. Sorry about that. Get that into view. Not bad looking. Now let's move into the star of the show. From the feet up, pretty standard articulation as always, like we know. I will say though, I noticed when I pulled him out, the lower half of him kind of feels very light, almost hollow-like for this character. I don't know why. He doesn't feel like he's got any weight, like the boots, if you will, the shoes. I don't know, the foot part just feels kind of really hollow, kind of cheesy, kind of cheap. But overall, I like the aesthetics of the figure. I kind of get that vibe. So let me know if anybody else feels that with their character. Moving up the leg, we got all the standard articulation. I noticed this guy right out of the packet, he moves right at the knee, but then I know below the knee it was a little stiff, so I'm not going to force that. Moving up on the side, we get his other holster where the other pistol will go in, and this time around they're throwing in a little bit of effect here where you can close it off. I don't think that's probably going to stay closed very well or latched. It might. I have a feeling it's going to pop, but it's kind of stiff plastic there. Lines look pretty good on the thighs. They match up. They blend a little bit better than some of the other figures. And we get a holster here on the side, or actually that's probably going to be for the sheath of the sword. Accented on the diaper area or crotch area, we got this belt buckle. It looks like we got a skull and bones there almost on the buckle. I would have thought maybe they would have done like a Cobra insignia, but they didn't. Moving into the abdomen crunch, all that standard Hasbro style abdomen crunch there, so he's looking pretty good. I do like the aesthetics here, the tattoos on the arm. We got a spade there on that side, and then I think that's it. Yeah, for tattoos, so we got that spade there. Got some accent bands here that go around the biceps. We get two, I guess you can call gun hands, if you will. And moving up onto the chest piece, we got the other part of the backpack piece that will attach for the holster. Not really a backpack, but, you know, firearm sling or whatever you want to call it. Looks like he could have another little pistol here on the top. This guy would be decked out with a lot of weapons. Moving into the articulation on the arms, on the right arm here, they seem to bend right out of package, but then this one was pretty stiff, so I'm going to have to hit it up with some heat. One thing that I did notice I wasn't too fond of, we got these indentations of the joint on the shoulder. Off to the side aesthetically, if you look at it, look how that kind of dips, and then we kind of see underneath the neckline shoulder, but that's okay. Good face sculpt of Copperhead there. I do like it. He does seem to be a little bit darker. They didn't kind of go with that retro color of what he looked like in the 3 3/4 inch, but it gives it some character and some pizzazz for this figure overall. Just a little updated version, if you will. I'm happy that I got him. He's really cool looking. He's going to look good with my other Joes. Neckline's a little noticeable there, but, you know, we know who it is. We know who he's supposed to be. But when I look at him, I do get a little sad, if you will, because I don't think we'll ever see the Water Moccasin for this guy. If we do, again, it'll be a crowdfund, and, you know, we'll see what happens. But let's get him accessorized here. So let's get that other holster here on the back. I guess however you want to put it on. Let's see how well it sticks there. We'll drop that big old Magnum revolver there inside that holster. Wrap it around to the top. Let's see how well it's going to close. Again, like I said, this plastic is pretty stiff, so I highly doubt that it's going to stay. It's going to probably take pressure to just kind of keep it on there. Might have to get some tape or something to hold it down for a while, because it does not want to go in, and I have a feeling it's hitting against the gun itself, which is causing it to pop back off. Oh, there we go. It'll stay. Nope, there it goes. See, it popped off. So gonna have to kind of play with that. Let's go ahead and get his other pistol in his holster here, and I have a feeling we'll have that same issue. We're gonna try and close it here. That one might actually stay a little bit better, it looks like. And then obviously we can come in and bring that sword into the sheath and drop it down. So it's an exposed sword there on his side. So there he is, all accessorized up with his weapons on his body. So now let's see what he looks like with those accessories in his hands. So let's kind of mimic the cover of the box and see if we can kind of get that pose. And we'll kind of bend him in here. Oh, that thigh holster kind of slid down. Let's get it back up there. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Kinda. He's kind of bent there. I'd have to kind of play with him, but overall, there you have it, Copperhead. So let me know, guys, what are you going to do? You're going to keep this guy? You're going to get this guy? You're going to add him to your collection? Are you glad he's out? Are you going to miss not getting the moccasin? Let me know down in the comments. Appreciate you guys turning in today like you always do. Remember, you can support me on all of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm also now on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm trying to figure that out, kind of play with that. But as always, you can find me here right on YouTube at Yesterland Toys. And as always, guys, I'll see you in Yesterland.